All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. It is 8:30 p.m. on the east, 5:30 p.m. on the west, and right here, right now, we got the phenomenal, the one, the only SCC, also known as South Central Cartel affiliate. We got Micc Multiee. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, man. Blessed.
Man, I gotta ask, how's everything going out in California, man? I noticed there's a giant heat wave going on out there.
Yeah, it finally cooled off, though. A couple of days. Got these fires going on. Ashes everywhere. But, it is what it is.
Well, hopefully that fire, they nip it in the butt soon, and I couldn't imagine what you guys are going through out there, man. A lot of people's houses are in danger. I really hope they
Right.
get that under control soon.
Yeah, me too. Blessed to all the people. Be safe. And, take care.
And I have to ask you, Multiee, what made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
Man, me and a buddy started punch record when I was in junior high school. We used to punch record, mix on mixtapes and listening to radio. So I just decided to take it seriously. I guess you could say about the 12th grade. And from there, we just started doing talent shows and selling tickets to perform. I went through a lot, man. A lot of footwork, groundwork, underground clubs, etc. But it really took an interest in me because I do it naturally. High school, I was in the band, jazz band, marching band. I played the trumpet as well. So I just took to the rap, man. I had a rap group early before we linked up with the South Central Cartel. Me, my cousin, and my buddy Butch, they both rest in peace now. So I just continued on going, and we had a deal before they passed away with Sony. So we used to always see the cartel out in traffic or at functions where the VIP passes you only could get in through the label. So they just told us to start coming around, man, and we ended up going to the Shy Lights video shoot. And from there, we just, Big Bra told us to just keep coming around.
And I have to ask you, what's the story behind that other group you're a part of? Because I actually did not know that you were actually a part of another hip-hop group. So if you don't mind me asking, what was the name of that group? And of course, can you tell us a story about how you and the other members got together?
Right. Well, I came with the name. It was the Poodle Snatchers. And that was, like I said, me, my cousin KK, Detrimental, and Butch Caliber. And we got together. I believe it was like 91. We started taking it real serious. And we put that together, man, and we was shopping around doing a lot of showcases. And we was taking second place and first place in different showcases. And it's just been a grind, man. And at Sony Records, the head A&R, my cousin's mom actually knew the guy. So we had a couple of meetings with them set up. They was coming to pick us up. We was going out to lunch, and we signed a little contract. They held us on for about a year and a half, and we couldn't really work with nobody because we had signed the papers. But from there, I had another group. Once my cousin had went his way, and that was me and Butch. We was called Collaboration. And we kept going, kept moving, man, and just kept hanging around the cartel and ended up on songs with them, bro.
And also,
Been a long. Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, also, you're signed to Hood Good Entertainment. I have to ask you, how did that record deal come to be for you? And of course, what is it like being signed to the SCC?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, man. I just kept grinding and ended up on several albums and multiple songs and skits. I write my own material and perform it as well. So, I just kept coming around, man, and the more, the better.
Most definitely, man. And I gotta say, You know, when you hear a big Prodigy beat, you already know that where it came from. You know, he is like he has that solidified beat. You know, this that he has a, like you guys have that solidified sound that if you hear it, you're like that's a big
Exactly.
prod beat. You know.
Yes, exactly. And it's not he's not just one dimensional, you know, he's multi talented and nothing sounds the same. But he does have a distinct sound. So, you know, that's what makes it great. Because you don't have to be one dimensional. You could do many, many different things. And I like to give a shout out to Big Prodigy and Cali Pitts, you know, the constructive criticism. I love it because it makes me better. And I give a shout out to Havoc, Snake, all my buddies, man. That's my fam. I've been around them for 26 years now.
And also, I noticed you did some work with OG Daddy V, man, on the song Ooh Wee. You know, Smoke One with Me, Volume One. I have to ask you,
Yeah,
how
me
did you
and
get
Young
connected with
Prod.
OG Daddy V, man? And of course, what was it like working with him?
Oh, it was great. We actually had a song put together, and Prod sent it to him and let him use it on the soundtrack. Actually, it was a compilation. I'm sorry.
I have to say though, man, one of the songs I remember you most from is when I first heard of the legendary Micc Multiee was actually on the After Hours original from the South Central Cartel "Welcome to LA" record. Man, I
Oh,
have to say, you just I'm not gonna lie to you there, Multiee. It sounded like my eardrums were melting when I was listening to that joint.
right. Yeah, that After Hours was real unique. It came together, man, and you know, it didn't take long to do it. We real creative writers, and we put a beat on, we write, we put it down.
And you were also a member of the hip hop group GNT Gangsta Nation Trues. I have to ask you, what's the story behind that hip hop group? And of course, how did you meet the other members?
We was already in the clique together, and Prod came up with the name Gangsta Nation Trues, and those was the guys that was around at the time. So that's what it came about, and put that album together too. It was actually supposed to be a compilation, but it ended up being a few of us on there. And I also give props because he actually got landed on a few other joints with known MCs. We got a song with Spice One, Young Prod, and myself and Spice One. Gotta Get It, and that's on Spice One's album. I don't know if you checked that out or not, but it's been out a few years.
Were you guys actually in the studio for that song, or was it just kind of like one of those like internet features where like they kind of send stuff back and forth via email?
Exactly. We had a couple of verses already, and Spice had did his, I believe, and then we laid our verses.
Hey, well, you know what? It's not every day you get to say that you get to do some music with the legendary Spice One, man. So, you know what I mean? So it's actually so pretty cool.
Yeah,
Whether you're in the studio or not, at least you can say I work with Spice One.
yeah, that's very good for the resume. And shout out to Spice One. Appreciate it. West Coast for life.
And also the GNT's debut single LA actually featured LV and April Hendricks. I have to ask you, what was it like working with LV, of course, and April Hendricks? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of that single?
You could go online, or you could purchase it on different sites. And I've been around LV a while too, man. Hopefully we get to get them on my album, man, and get a feature. So, I've been around these guys a long time. And I have a couple of features on my album as well with Young Prod and Big Prod so far. And I'm almost done with it. I got a few master mix, and I got several to go, but it will be out there.
And
Shout
also,
out to LV.
and also, before we move off the topic of GNT, in 2012, you guys actually dropped your debut record called Get On Top. I have to ask you, tell us the inspiration behind that record, and is it still available out there for our listeners to purchase if they don't already have their copy?
Yes, it is still available. And Get on Top, I believe Cali Pitts came with the title. And then that was the thing, you know, everybody wanted to be on top and just grind, and get on top. Never stop. But you can't pick that up on all platforms.
And also, aside from your music tip of things there for a moment, I also saw on your Facebook from 2018 that you were actually filming a movie called Monkey Bread along with Young Prodigy. I have to ask you, what was it like working on that film role? And I have to ask you, how did that come to be for you guys?
Oh man, my boy Shannon, shout out to Shannon, ING Films. He reached out to Callie and myself, and we just went on ahead and do it. I believe it was his first or second film, short film that he was doing, and I had a blast on set, man. It was real natural for us. I love it, and if nobody checked it out, go check that out. It's on YouTube, Monkey Bread.
I have to ask you, like, when it came out and you saw yourself on film, like, what was the feeling just watching yourself in a movie? Was it like kind of like a surreal feeling to you?
It was cool, man. Back in the day, maybe about '09, I did a few short films with my other buddy, Matt. So I was already kind of comfortable with the camera. So I'm on a few short films.
So did you have any like do you have any interest on like?
It's really exciting to see yourself, and sometimes it's unbelievable at the same time, you know.
And I have to ask, do you have any like interest of getting back into it, or do you just want to stick with your music side of things for now?
Oh no, I'm willing to do a little bit of everything. You know, you can't be one dimensional today. You got to show all your talents that you have, present them. Commercials, movies, whatever's available, and it's a platform. Present yourself and showcase yourself, because you never know who's watching.
That is most definitely true. You never know who has your eyes on you.
Right. And that Monkey Bread, that was me, Cali Pitts, and I believe Binky Mac.
And also, going back to your new record side of things here for a moment, as you were talking about that, your new record coming out is actually called, I Am On It, off the Eat or Starve EP. I have to ask you, what can our listeners expect from that record, and when is the estimated release date for that?
Like I said, I'm still working on the EP. I'm sorry, maybe a couple of months from now.
So I gotta say, I'm looking forward to it. So I already know I'm gonna buy myself a copy.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I already know I'm gonna buy myself a copy when it actually gets released.
Oh, I appreciate your support, DJ Immortal. Yeah, I got that ass out there promoting it, and also bringing it for the West Coast, which was done a few years back. I'm finally getting some listeners to it, thanks to Prod and you as well, of course.
And speaking of that ass, man, I'm actually going to be spinning that track here directly after the interview. And I know we could probably already guess exactly what it's about. You know what I mean? Judging by the name. But I have to ask you, what was it like actually creating this song?
You know, sex, you can't go wrong with the sex sells. So with that said, I just went on here and put that together, and the concept came to me real easy. And I went on ahead and wrote it, and everybody got an ear for it. They're giving me good, positive feedback on that. So I decided to roll with that one first.
And also, after the interview as well, I'm actually going to be spinning both of your tracks that you actually submitted to the radio station back to back. We got That Ass coming up directly next, and then right after that, we got Banging for the West Coast. So, you know what I mean? If they don't know Micc Multiee, they will after this interview and after those two songs.
Yes, sir. And also I wanted to say I grew up in Compton, California, man. And people be amazed that I'm with the South Central Cartel. They'd be like, how is that possible? But if you're a good person, anything's possible.
That's most definitely true. And also, speaking of Banging for the West Coast track, I also noticed that it's actually featuring an individual by the name of JD. I have to ask you, what was it like working with JD, and how did you guys get connected?
Oh, JD always
you, Multiee, is there anything I happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to promote? We still have you here live on the radio station.
Man, just come out, support me. You can see me on all platforms. I'm promoting every day. It's a grind, but I'm in it to win it. Appreciate everybody who already supported and whoever's listening. Micc Multiee, a.k.a. Black Doc Holiday.
And also, Multiee, this is the time in the interview right before I wrap things up that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, if you can, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and your craft if they're not already doing so.
That's what's up. I want to give a shout out to Big Prodigy, a.k.a. Prodigy Hood, Cali Pitts, Daddy Dizzle, Havoc, Rhyme Son, Snake, all my bros, the Twins, Big West. You know, it's too many to name, but special shouts out to those brothers. LB, of course. It's always one love. And all thanks to my higher power and my parents. Love y'all.
And I was wondering if possibly you can drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, IG, Twitter. You could Google Micc Multiee, Micc Multiee, and you can see everything I worked on.
And I want to say, Micc Multiee, thank you so much again for taking the time in your evening and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. It truthfully was an honor and most definitely a privilege, and I hope down the line we can make this happen again.
Oh, no doubt. Shout out to Outlaw Radio, DJ Immortal in the building.
Most definitely, Multiee. Thank you so much, man. You have yourself a wonderful... Right. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you good.
I was going to say thank you so much again, and most definitely try and stay safe out there, man. California sounds like it's a treat right now, but hopefully everything gets better for you guys out there.
Appreciate that. Much love. West Coast, stand up.
You already know. Thank you so much, Multiee. Have yourself a great night.